Alright guys, and welcome back to another video. We've got a few things we need to get done in the fish room tonight. There's going to be a lot of changes coming in the future to this rack setup and so on and so forth going forward. I'm starting a lot of new breeding projects and I need to free up some space. So when you need to free up space and you're in a situation such as mine, we're going to go ahead and move some of these fish around and get them into another tank and kind of condense things down a bit so we can free up some room for our next breeding projects. So hang around with us. We got a little bit of work to get done today. We're gonna get all of these, I believe, Kenyai and Buna cichlids and these guys moved into the tank that the paradise fish are currently in. Now our end game goal with this tank is to clear all the rocks and such out, put a breeding cone in here and a pair of angels, and try to get us some angels spawning. I'd really like to play around with letting them raise their own fry, so that's what I'm gonna experiment with. But I do like that this tank has a larger footprint, so that's going to give all of these Mbunas plenty of places to hide and get away from each other so they're not whooping on one another and they stay good and healthy. So a couple things we're going to have to do to this tank. I want to go ahead and get all this decor out and then vacuum evenly across the bottom. I'm also going to take this hang on back filter apart and clean it up too before we move angelfish into this tank. So I'm going to start removing this lid. We'll go ahead and get this out of the way. And then thankfully, because my fish room is in a basement, I'm gonna set all this rock work right on the floor. Make sure you rinse any of your decor out because the cichlids will get in there and hide. We got them all. I don't see any. Running out of places to hide now. They're going to be so much easier to catch out of here with all this out of the way. There's a heavy rock. Get this piece of slate out. Now we got to get the paradise fish out of their tank and move them up there. Oh boy, they're gonna be fun to catch out of this tank. So let's grab the nets. Not too bad at all. Yeah, these are gonna look great in here. Let's get the rest of them. This is gonna go quick if we keep it up with the two at a time. Wonderful. Now these guys are my breeders, so I will be spawning these again. There's a female right there I'd really like to spawn again. Find your way. Find your way. There you go. These look awesome in here. I'm so happy about this decision. We'll make sure we don't... Oh, we got one more, it looks like. Big male. We'll go ahead and get him in. There we go. And I don't believe I have any more in here. I think that was all of them. Now for the cichlids, we're going to change out our weaponry here. We're going to opt for the larger net. When you're trying to catch a bunch of these dudes, trust me, this is the way to go. And we're all cleared out of there. So this is what we're actually gonna do, is set you guys up on a stand here, and I'm gonna just catch the rest and get them in. Now that we got all of them out of the 20 tall, we're gonna go ahead and grab them all out of this 10 gallon as well. Okay, so once you've made a total mess out of your fish room, water all over, you'll have that with moving fish. We have these 2 tanks freed up just like we wanted. Swordtails are looking great, and these guys look really good up here. It's gonna be nice to have them front and center, get to enjoy them a little bit more. As for this, well, we're gonna go ahead and do a water change on both, I do believe. Yeah. Now I'm gonna hook up my Python hose in my dirty basement sink here, and if you don't have a dirty basement sink, you're a liar. We're gonna thread that on there. I have no idea how I made that happen with one hand. We're gonna make sure the drain valve's open. Now once your water's on and you can barely hear what I'm saying, we're gonna take our Python and we're gonna back in all across this. And you know what? I'm even gonna leave that crypt in here. I don't know how it survived with the cichlids, but we're gonna take that as a win. We're gonna switch over to this tank, vacuum the bottom up a little bit. Now these tanks did just get water changes a couple days ago, but we're gonna go ahead and do them again. All right guys, I'm gonna finish letting that drain. We're gonna do between 25 and 50% on both of these. I'm gonna shut the camera off for a minute, disconnect this filter, get it cleaned out, and then I'll pick you guys back up when we're filling it back up. Now comes that other fun part. We gotta get these guys filled back up. Go ahead and get our hose in there. Do not forget to add your prime. About do it for these. These are all full now, so we'll let these run for a few days. So that will about wrap it up for these 2 tanks, guys. Next I'm gonna get a breeding cone and get it into this tank, and you guys won't see me put angelfish in this tank in this video. You guys are gonna have to check back in the future for a future video to see which pair I pick out to put in there. I've got a ton to pick from in the 60 gallon. I'm just gonna have to watch them carefully over the next few days and pick out a good pair from that tank, pull down here for our breeding project. As for the 10 gallon, I really don't know yet. I don't know if I'm gonna move some of my bettas into that to hold them in there, or if I'm just gonna set up another breeding project in there. But tell you what, why don't you guys drop a comment down below and let me know what you think I should do with this 10 gallon now that we've freed up that space, and we'll see what happens with it. As for our cichlids, they're already back out and about and doing their thing in the 21. Actually kind of nice to see all of them put together. Really fills out the tank. Super active critters, and these guys are going to grow out in here for a little bit longer, and then they're probably going to get moved on as well for future projects. But anyhow guys, that's all the time we have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Let us know you like chilling out with us in the fish room and just knocking a few things out. That could be something we do a little more frequently going forward in the future on this channel. And if you aren't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. You guys aren't going to want to miss anything coming out in the future for you guys. We've got some cool things planned coming up, so make sure that you smash that subscribe button. But that's going to about wrap it up for today's video. Until we catch you in the next video, peace Riverfront fam.